Hey Raghunath, tell everyone about our Patreon community.
Sure, Kastuba. The Wisdom of the Sages Patreon community is an incredible online yoga resource. If you like the type of yoga wisdom and culture we share on the show, then our Patreon community is a great next step. This is a listener-supported podcast, and any level of sponsorship will unlock a wide range of live and archived classes, talks, and even workshops.
Raghunath teaches, I teach, and we have a host of other excellent teachers on topics ranging from yoga philosophy, asana classes, storytelling, Ayurveda, kirtan, cooking, meditation, and a lot more.
We even have an incredible online Bhakti 12-step recovery group.
So if you want to check it out, go to patreon.com/wisdom of the sages.
All right, let's get it on.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a daily yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center, New York, Kaustubh Das. Welcome to the show. Here at the farm, spinning the dials is Miss Mara, and it is the morning after Memorial Day weekend. A little wiped out today.
You had 2 days to rest, the past 2 days. So it's your outdoor camping.
I never recovered from that. Never recovered from that camping night. Those owls were pecking at me, keeping me awake.
You're supposed to come back from nature refreshed. What's going on?
Never refreshed. Always appreciative, never quite refreshed.
All right.
But I'm going to camp out more this week, I think.
You sure?
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because I think you just got to get used to it.
Okay.
Got to get used to all that oxygen.
Okay.
How are you?
Good.
You want to hear a great story on a side complete squirrel?
I'm not sure.
You got to get these Apple iTags. Ever see them?
I don't know
little
what that
discs. You put them in, your wallet, your car keys, your child, and then you could track them.
Okay.
And I tell you, I went to Tarun's breakdance performance, and as I was driving home, it said, "You've lost your wallet," and I was like, "What?" And it said, yeah, and it tracked my wallet. I watched my wallet moving through Massachusetts, and I tracked it down like a detective, and it was the most exciting thing I've ever done.
What was it doing in Massachusetts?
Someone took it. Someone found it and took it home, and then
the performance was in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I live on the border of Massachusetts.
And you dropped your wallet somewhere?
I dropped my wallet. Someone from the dance school was bringing it back. I had cash in it. Nothing was taken. She was honest. I asked her. I told her I'd give her a reward too. She didn't accept it
because it was $1. She was like, "Are you kidding me?
Would you like a reward?" She slapped me. I don't know what she meant. Anyway. They're useful, especially if you lose things, which I occasionally do.
For that little bit of technological wonder. And wonder is our subject for the nugget today, Raghunath.
Well, you know what? Wonder. All right. Well, Miss Mary, you got some announcements for us before we hit the nugget?
We're back to recovery group meetings today. The men meet at noon and the women meet at 2.
Men.
I got an announcement to make.
Tell me.
This is for people in London or England or, listeners that are out there.
Yeah.
I will be doing a program in London with Vaisheshika Prabhu.
You didn't invite me?
Okay. You're welcome to come. I'd love to have you, but I think you're going to be in Croatia at the time.
I'm doing a program in Croatia, my friend.
Okay. But the date will be Saturday, June 24th. And it looks like the program will begin at 4 p.m. and it'll go from 4 until like 4. It'll be kind of like a several hour workshop. Like it may go from 4 to 7:30 or 8 or something like that.
Wow, that's a big workshop.
Well, there's 2 of us, and
Refreshments being served.
refreshment. There will be a light dinner served with it. Yes.
All right.
And that's at a place called that's Studio 108. Right, it's like twice as good as Studio 54.
Studio 108. Boom.
Studio 108. So I'm gonna it's not quite locked down, but we almost have all the details. I'm pretty sure all those details will be correct, and hopefully by the end of today we'll have some promotional materials and we'll start to promote a little bit. But save that date if you'd like to come. That'll be the 24th of June at Studio 108 in London. It's great to have Vaisheshwar Prabhu there. I'm trying to pull in a Nanta Govinda too for some kirtan because he's going to be in town at that time.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Well,
and so we'll let you know where to register for that and all that in the coming days.
I'm doing a program in a yoga studio in Split, Croatia.
Split.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a podcast.
Okay.
A big Croatian podcast, they say. It's a big... He's the Joe Rogan of Croatia.
Is Croatian, is that how you speak? Is a person from Croatia called Croatian, or are they called Croats?
They're called...
Huh?
I never thought about that.
We got to figure that out. Mara?
Croats.
Put that knitting down.
Ask Maturananda. He's on the show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Maturananda's here. They're called Croats?
I think they're called Croatians.
Called Croatians.
And
okay.
But what do they speak? Croat? Croatia.
We don't know.
They don't speak Croatia. No, they speak Croatian. Could just be that. Okay.
Help us.
Let's get.
We have Croatians here. Why aren't they lighting up the?
They're not chiming in.
Chatboard. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. So we got a nugget today, huh? Any other announcements? That was it, Mara?
No. I have no other announcements.
Okay. So then we got a nugget.
I'm traveling this weekend. I don't know if I could do the show this weekend.
Where are you going?
Got to work that out. Going to a wedding in Laguna Beach.
Laguna.
With the kids at the temple.
Okay. Who's getting married?
What's that?
Who's getting married?
Tukaram's oldest son.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, really nice, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Rukta and Janavi from a nice lady from Alachua.
All right.
The second generation wedding. It's going to be a big
thing.
Transcendental
Second generations, they do weddings big often.
They do weddings big. They sing, they dance. First generation, we're like, we don't know what we're doing.
My wedding, forget about it.
Super strict. A little flat, no fun. Second generation knows how to party.
I remember I guess reception, you call it, afterwards. It was just real small time. There's a few trays of lasagna and people were just sitting down like in the cafeteria, and there's a table there that for gifts, and there's almost like nothing on it. And I remember our friend Seva Priya took a look at that. She was like, "This is ridiculous. It's pitiful."
We can't even play the instruments well, so the kirtan's not that good. Second generation's like everything is lively and festive, and
they grew up on these movies like Sita's Wedding and stuff. They have these, they've had a picture of what the wedding would be, glorious Bollywood kind of thing.
Yeah, we grew up with everything was strict. Even the wedding, no happiness at the wedding.
Okay.
Even my Vedic wedding with my ex-wife, it was like
where
nice.
was that? In LA?
It was in Laguna Beach, also.
Oh, Laguna. Okay.
It was nice, but it was not like.
No, mine was very nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It's nice. It's beautiful flowers, beautiful outfits, beautiful people. It just wasn't like. Boom, boom, festive boom. You know what I mean? It was very sort of low key. Yeah.
Okay.
Croatians speak Croatia. Thank you, Julia. Welcome, Julia from Greenpoint. We need someone from Greenpoint to answer that question. Okay. All right, let's go into this, Prabhu.
I'm ready. Who's this from?
This is from GK Chester. GK Chesterton.
Puffin stuff. It always cracks you.
Stuff.
So you know who G.K. Chesterton is?
I don't know, but I assuming he has one of those fluffy ties and a big mustache.
He's got a big mustache. He's got glasses that just sit on your nose with the string
Yes.
coming down.
Yeah. Oh, a monocle?
Not a monocle. It's like both. I forget what they call that.
Okay, I don't know.
Gilbert Keith Chesterton was an English writer, philosopher, Christian apologist, a literary and art critic.
What's an apologist, Mara? She
He keeps saying he's sorry.
she retained nothing from that private school.
He explains. It's an explainer of Christianity, I suppose, right? An apologist.
Okay, they're not always apologizing.
It's not like he's like, I'm
so
sorry that
sorry.
we did this. I'm sorry.
Oh, why did we do this? Oh,
Mara's got it. She's working.
Defending something. Okay.
What do you got, Mara? You got it?
Someone who speaks or writes in defense of someone or something that is typically controversial, unpopular, or subject to criticism.
Okay. So he's answering criticisms to Christianity.
Okay.
But
Would that make us Krishna conscious apologists? Can I put that in my bio?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
You're an apologist.
It doesn't sound good anymore. I think at one time that was like, oh, he's an apologist. Great.
Yeah, it makes it sound like you're doing something wrong.
Now it sounds like, yeah, it's like a guilt thing. Okay. So he's an apologist, and he does have a mustache and monocles. Joined monocles. And here's his quote.
Okay.
The world will never starve for want of wonders, but only for want of wonder.
Okay. You got that?
Understanding that?
I get it. In other words, everywhere you look, Raghunath, you can't if you walked out your door right now and just like walked into the woods and just flipped over one stone.
Wonder.
There's so much there.
Wonder.
Fascinating, amazing, mind-blowing stuff going on. Everywhere you look, every nook and cranny of this creation, there's incredible, mind-blowing stuff.
Of a tree.
Bark.
Wonder. Wonderful. Right? A leaf. Wonderful. You know what, truthfully, Kostuba?
Yeah.
Even the things I hate in the material world, ticks.
Wonderful.
Wonderful, actually. They're quite wonderful. I hate them. And I'll kill them. But yeah, black flies. Hate them. Quite wonderful.
No need to hate them.
I don't hate them. I just despise them.
They disturb you. That's one thing.
Well, they give disease and they ruin people's lives.
Well, we do that too.
Yeah, I hate us too.
There are so many wonders in this world, Raghunath.
Yeah, and they're wonderful.
Now listen, this kind of relates to what we're reading too, because now we're zooming through the universe, right? We're getting perspectives on different areas of the universe. Our last chapter we just read is how the Ganges River, the Ganga, flows through the entire. It's saying something. You know what, Raghunath? How exactly this works, I don't know. It's not like you can take a telescope and look up there and see like this rush of water flowing through the air.
I tell you, it travels mystically in the same way that the Kundalini travels up the Sushumna to the skull. It travels downward through the Sushumna of the universe.
Somehow that
you can't
happened.
see it. You can't figure it out. It's beyond our perception. We're like ants trying to figure out an amusement park.
You know,
they can't do it.
I think when like certain technologies were being developed, like say radio and television. Like when those early television commentators, like when they used to, it was almost like the television shows were like, because it was all kind of growing out of vaudeville and that kind of thing,
Yeah.
Like you had these entertainers that used to do like live entertainment, and then you just plugged all those people into television and radio. And so you would have like an announcer that's introducing them like you would on a stage, and they would share things like, through the wonder of television, like they would say it like that,
Right.
Now we take television for granted. Then it was like, oh my God, how in the world are we watching this on this little box from something that's happening in another part of the world?
And it's fascinating. Are there people in the box? It's like really fascinating.
How did they do this? So it's like,
and now what are we doing? We're laying on the couch. We are jaded. We're just like, we have 1,000 channels and movies that can be downloaded from the sky. Movies can be downloaded from the sky, from the cloud.
Right.
And we're jaded.
And when we
We're
can't get them,
jaded.
we're flying in a plane or we're driving, and then my signal goes out and I'm furious because that happens a lot up here. I'm talking to Kostub and all of a sudden the line drops. I have a bad signal.
Well, that's because we always talk while you're driving, right? You always give me that quality time. Like I'll
Well,
talk
that
to
is
that guy,
quality
but like
time.
when I'm driving somewhere.
You get 100% of my focus, except when the signal drops.
So, but if you would have again, if you would have gone a couple centuries back to, if you would have described television to someone, they would have said, "Oh, that's ridiculous. That could never happen. That's some kind of fiction that you're coming up with here." But no, it somehow I can take a picture here, even a live picture, and it can be transported through the air invisibly to another place in the world. That would have been thought of as, no, that's absurd. That doesn't happen. Well,
It's magic.
It happens. So why couldn't the Ganga flow unseen through the universe? Don't say that it's impossible. If you say that that's impossible, well, then you're not observing the world very well. You're not looking at all the wonders that exist. Just the human body, right? Just this one tiny little part of all existence, the human body, the wonders of it, are unbelievable.
Housing billions of living beings.
It's housing billions of living beings. Even that's amazing.
That's unbelievable.
But and so many other things, how it heals itself, how it reproduces, how a bone that's broken just grows back in together, how the lungs, take oxygen and transport it into the blood and take carbon dioxide out. All these things are just.
How about digestion? Come on. No one's thinking like, okay, today I got to digest. Don't forget to digest today. Right?
It does it
going on. And we don't even know what's going on. We just know there's digestion happening. I feel like, okay, I've digested that food, but we don't even know how it's working.
Raghunath, get this.
Even within medicine.
For blind people, the brain's visual cortex changes in order to respond more to touching and hearing. It's like the body adjusts.
Huh.
Right? There are, let me see this. I'm pulling up some stuff here. The tongue is covered by about 8,000 taste buds, each containing up to 100 cells, helping you taste your food.
Thank you.
We don't even know that, right? We don't even know that. Huh?
Yeah. That is...
sound like you're in a state of wonder.
I am. All right. This brings us back to Shelter lyrics, circa 1996. You ready?
What's the song?
Appreciation.
Oh, well, let me sit back and appreciate this.
I have been born in the age of thoughtlessness, and I too commit the crime of living in this world, considering all to be mine. The earth, the air, the sun, the trees, like a body, all work in perfect harmony. Will we fit into the system or create the disease? Our greatest wealth that has been lost. I'd like to get it back at any cost. We dare live in this world without appreciation.
Appreciation or wonder.
Appreciation, wonder. It's sort of the same family.
Yeah. So when we hear something like what the Bhagavatam is telling us, serious people, right? Serious philosophers, serious scientists, brilliant leaders, fantastic people of all stripes, historically have read these texts. Now we have people that are telling us, the trend, the modern trend, the trend of the past centuries, like, well, don't accept these things as being possible. Look, impossible stuff is happening everywhere. Open up your mind, give it a chance. Right?
It's a fantastic world out there. It's an otherworldly world out there, and we're living under a desk.
There you go.
Okay, that's pretty good. Thank you, Chester.
Chester.
No one names their kid Chester anymore.
That's his last name. There's a dog named Chester, though, right?
That's right.
Lev's dog
is Chester.
Chester. Maybe it's named after G.K. Chester.
What's his first name again?
G.K.
No, it's his initials. I should do that.
I'll tell you 1 second. G.K. Gaur
Karshi
Krishna.
Raghunath.
Gilbert. There's a name we
Gilbert.
don't use very
No
often.
names are named Gilbert. I don't know.
that one got
Names
phased
from
out.
Yeah,
Gilbert
they're
Keith.
old-fashioned names. Okay.
Gilbert Keith.
All right, let's dive into the sweet nectar pot.
Let's do it.
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshu badreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki, by regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees. All that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental song, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Agyana Timarandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksuran Mandatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet.
Okay.
Hey,
New
guess what
chapter.
thriving business took off this week, Kostuba?
Oh, I don't know right now, but it sounds like a total squirrel. Martine.
No.
What?
No,
snakes.
Shravanam scarves.
Oh, Shravanam scars. Okay.
Shravanam scarves have taken off. Mara
People
sold
ordering?
1 million scarves this weekend at
Beautiful.
not a
Mara,
million.
I didn't know this was you being so industrious back there. I thought
It wasn't. I don't think
this
it
is
was
all about
planned,
money over
was
here
it?
for her. She's like knitting away.
We want a percentage of this scarf business.
It wasn't planned, but
Okay.
She's
Just
been
happened.
knitting and she's got to do something. We have trunks of scarves all over the house. Yeah.
the percentage that you guys got was in the scarf form. You were the first ones I made for.
Oh, she's paying us in scarves.
All right.
All right. Okay. Mittens next, please. Okay.
So Raghunath, let's start a new chapter here.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. This is what chapter are we on? 18?
Chapter 18, Canto 5, Chapter 18, entitled The Prayers Offered to the Lord by the Residents of Jambudvipa.
Residents of Jambudvipa.
So what's happening again is we heard this, we kind of summarized and skipped over some aspects where like some verses in the previous chapters that were giving all the measurements and the layouts of the universe as described from Shukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Pariksit. But really, again, what's being shown here, like we just saw in the last chapter, Dhruva, is it loves Lord Vishnu up at the pole star. The Saptarishis on their higher planets, they're all connected to Lord Vishnu. Lord Shiva himself, he's praying to Lord Vishnu up on his planet. Now we're going to go to all the different dweepas, all the different areas of these higher planets, and we're going to hear how the residents there pray to Lord Vishnu. So again, it's just kind of showing like everywhere you go, it's kind of like there's it's far out, Raghunath. It's just even just in India, right? Like in all the different states of India, they all have a different flavor of bhakti, different style, And so here we're just taking a little trip around the universe and hearing how
trip around the universe.
How they pray to Lord Vishnu everywhere.
All right. Here's text 1. So Sukadeva Goswami is speaking. He's narrating. Bhadra Shrava, the son of Dharmaraj.
Who's Dharmaraj?
Dharmaraj is Yamaraj. He's sort of like keeping accounts. He's the accountant of people's good and bad karma.
Yeah, he's the judge.
Like how I worded that? I never worded it like that. The accountant of people's karma.
Except for Shani. This is his brother, right?
No.
Shani?
Shani's Yamaraj's brother.
Yeah, aren't they related? Mara?
No. It's Yama and Yamuna and Yama. They're brother and sister.
Okay, but who's Shani in relation to Yamaraj?
By worshiping Yamuna, one doesn't have to see her brother, Yama.
Okay. That doesn't mean that Shani is not his brother.
Shani is also the brother of Yama.
Oh, Shani is the brother of Yama.
Thank you.
You've been steady up. It seems like you've been here.
I thought you were into Shani.
I have some information here. Shani is also the brother of Yama and is considered the god of justice. Some consider Shani as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu to distribute the results of the good and bad deeds of people.
Huh.
Okay,
All
I
right.
learned something new today, Regan.
Ever see that big Shani deity at Govardhan Hill?
I don't recall.
He's sort of like on wheels. He's always like there though.
Okay.
You offer some little gesture to Shani.
Let us
Okay.
continue.
Um,
Shukadeva Goswami said,
Bhadra Shrava, the son of Dharmaraj, rules the tract of land known as Bhadra Shvava. Bhadra Svavarsha. Bhadra Svavarsha. Just as Lord Shiva worshipped Shankarshan in Ilavrita Varsh, Bhadra Shrava, accompanied by his intimate servants and all the residents of the land, worships the plenary expansions of Vasudev, known as Hayasirsha.
Okay.
Lord Hayasirsha is very dear to the devotees.
I think that means Hayagriva. Yeah, Hayagriva, the horse incarnation of Vishnu.
Hayasirsha is Haryagriva?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. He's very dear to the devotees, and he is the director of all religious principles. Fixed on the topmost trance, Bhadra Shrava and his associates offer their respectful obeisances to the Lord and chant the following prayers with careful pronunciation. So obviously the Lord is expanding in different parts of the universe, and this is how they see him.
There's no word. He's Vasudeva, right? He's dwelling everywhere. So part of the way he does that is he appears in different forms in different places.
The ruler, Bhadrashrava, and his intimate associates utter the following prayer. This is the English version. We offer our respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the reservoir of all dharmic principles, who cleanses the heart of the conditioned soul in the material world. Again and again, we offer our respectful obeisances to him. That's what this stuff does. It actually cleanses the heart. It brings up the impurities to the surface. Ever having a bad day, tough moments, going through it, sit down, read the Bhagavad Gita, listen to some kirtan, chant some kirtan. Cleanses the heart, changes your mood immediately. Text 3, alas, how wonderful it is that the foolish materialist does not heed the great danger of impending death. It's right around the corner. He knows that death will surely come, yet he is nevertheless callous and neglectful, not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
If his father dies, he wants to enjoy his father's property. And if his son dies, he wants to enjoy his son's possessions as well. In either case, he heedlessly tries to enjoy material happiness with the acquired money. That's a nice analogy. It's not like you're thinking, oh my God, my friend died or my father died. I got to get serious about life because I could die at any minute. Instead, it's sort of like, oh, he's dead? Oh, I get the car. What size shoe does he wear? Because I'll get the shoes. It's still how to go on in sense gratification. It's not like I got to get serious about life.
Yeah, it's like it's saying like, hey, this huge wake-up call alarm went off, right? This is meant to make you think about your existence. And rather than waking up, you just were stuck in your same old, let me try to enjoy the facilities.
I mean, that was the first, my first real deep spiritual realization was when my father got sick and left. It was sort of like, sometimes we get this feeling, this sobering, death knell with this, that just sort of wakes you up and you become like a self-realized soul. Sometimes it only happens for like 48 hours. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Someone dies that you love and you're like, oh my God, that could have been me. What am I doing with my life?
What is this life?
What is this life about? And then because we don't even have either the desire or the tools or the community or the direction, we just slip right back into our ways and then forget about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, anytime there is death or tragedy in your life, in your little universe, we should take that as a sign from Krishna of love. Hey, this is for you. They didn't die. You are dying. It's only a matter of time. And that, my friends, is the wheel of fortune. It could be tick, 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 tick tomorrow. Or it could be tick, 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 50 years. Whatever it is, it's coming. And what are we going to do about it? What am I going to do to make this life fully successful?
Like sands in the hourglass.
The hands of time.
But do you remember that one, right?
No, I don't.
Like sands in the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Oh, okay. Yeah, soap operas. Do they even still have them?
I don't know.
Do we even still have housewives that would sit back?
Do we still have soap?
Do we?
But that tendency that you're talking about, Raghunath, like, oh my God, death, it's hit close to home. What is this life all about? What am I doing? And then 2 days later, you're just right back into the routine. How that happens, that's text number 4. Check it out.
Oh, unborn one. Learned Vedic scholars who are advanced in the spiritual knowledge certainly know that this material world is perishable, as do other logicians and philosophers. In trance, they realize the factual position of this world, and they preach the truth as well.
So you're saying you might hit that level for 2 days, right? Like for 48 hours, you may be in that, hey, philosophically, I'm getting it. The world is perishable. This is really important. I need to respond in how I live.
Yes.
You're there for, you kind of got it in your head, and then?
This is your own, I'm sorry. And
yet
they are yet even they are sometimes bewildered by your illusory potency. Well, we see that happen. People get very serious about bhakti, and then something happens. One of the wandering senses drags them away from a path, and they go, oh, forget bhakti. You know, material world is great. And you get covered. Even though they had some, the knowledge is not like fixed. It gets covered quick.
Yeah, here I think when it's this verse is even saying, like, even though, even someone may be austere, even someone may be deeply learned in Vedic teachings, even someone may be like a real jnani, right? And still, if they're not firmly situated in bhakti, it can just the illusory potency that exists, that illusory energy, that there is this force that influences us to forget. And then we just start responding to the mind and the senses again. Even for someone that appears really austere and learned and a real philosopher, they lose it too.
Thus, we can. I'm sorry.
Yet even they are sometimes bewildered by your illusory energy.
Mara, I'm gonna blame Mara for that.
Where does it go?
This is your own wonderful pastime. Yet even they are sometimes bewildered by your illusory energy. This is your own wonderful pastime. Therefore, I can understand that your illusory energy is also very wonderful.
Wonder, right there.
And I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Like the Maya that he creates. It's just so fascinating. We can spend our entire life studying honeybees. How they make the honey, how they collect the nectar, what they do, how long they live, how they communicate with each other, how they build their hive, right? It's all quite fascinating.
Even just the stinger, even just that.
Just to study the stinger. But the interesting thing is, don't just study the stinger. You got to understand, you can spend your life studying the stinger.
Yeah.
It's still just it's a flash, isn't it? It's just like a flash of Krishna's mystic wonder. Just studying matter, you can get lost in it, and you could probably dissect it in the same way we dissect our body. What's going on in the human body? We're learning more and more. Like, actually, there's so many things. We're going deeper and deeper in the atoms and the subatomic particles, etc., and studying new ways of health and healing. You could probably go deep and deep and deep and deep into that bee, the Fibonacci spiral of the anatomy of the bee. Probably go so deep. And it's still just Maya.
You know what that reminds me of, Raghunath?
Fibonacci?
No. But you mentioned something. You said some word. I forget what it was. That you just
Stinger?
said.
Making
Did
honey?
you say
Nectar?
splendor? Was it splendor?
Spend a spark of my splendor.
Yeah. Yad yad vibhutimat sadvam. Do you know that one?
Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
Srimad Urjatam Evava Tad Tad Eva Gavachatvam Mama Tejong Sasambhavam.
All of this.
All of it. Right. It comes at the end of a chapter where Krishna is describing all the opulences, how he's manifest everywhere in the universe in so many varieties of wondrous ways. We're talking about wonder, so this is appropriate, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the chapter, Krishna turns to Arjuna and says, know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring but from a spark of my splendor.
There's a spark.
Right? The bumblebee.
Yeah. And you're obsessed with studying the matter.
Yeah, that's the point. Understand what's behind. Even if I become like really learned, even if I become a deep philosopher, if I'm not connecting it all to that source, I really don't know anything. It's like it's not grounded. It has no connection, and its value becomes almost meaningless because even whatever you gain through it is gone in no time.
If you have a great appreciation,
yes,
for a skyscraper, appreciate the architect, duh.
There you go.
Appreciate that. Duh. Appreciate the architect, duh. If you have a great appreciation for a painter, appreciate the artist, right? A sculptor, a sculpture, appreciate the sculptor. There is some great intelligence behind what we're fascinated with in this world. That's a takeaway.
Seek that out. Seek that out.
There's some great appreciation. I lost it, Mara. It's okay. Alrighty.
Let us continue.
It should be against our rules to self-proclaim your own takeaways. It's against Vaishnav.
If there's a good one, I don't mind.
It's against Vaishnav etiquette.
It's good. No. It's to help.
Mara says it's okay. You say it's okay.
We do that for our own benefit.
I do it for my ego. So I can at the end of the show I can go, that was mine.
Well, if you do it for your own ego, then that's another thing. But if you're doing it for the benefit of others, Raghunath, then
okay, I just
draw
have to
a little
shift.
circle
I
around
have to
it.
just shift my thinking around.
Yeah. Okay, at the end of the millennium, what happens?
At the end of the millennium, ignorance personified assumed.
Hold it. My bad. I think I might have skipped a verse.
Yes, text 5.
Text 5.
Oh Lord, although you are completely detached from creation, maintenance, and annihilation, right? The Lord's doing his own thing, separate.
Yeah. He's got a whole nother thing going on. We asked for this.
Do you ever read this and go, I wish everyone just read this. I wish everyone just read this.
Okay.
I would like to present all of Christianity. Listen, you guys, we can work together.
G.K. Chesterton, I have something for you here.
Yeah. Tie it all together with the religions of the world. This gives you so much detail. We're not saying you're wrong. We're saying it can all fit together. It's like a big puzzle. Where do you hear this type of information?
It sounds like you want to get into a little interfaith dialogue.
Never.
Huh? Well, do you want to or not? You don't have time for that.
I just want them just to accept it.
You want them to come to you. You want an interfaith monologue is what you want.
Okay.
Continue.
Where do you hear this type of stuff? Oh Lord, although you are completely detached from creation, maintenance, annihilation of this material world, there are not direct
and are not
of this material world and are not directly affected by these activities. They're all attributed to you. We do not wonder at this, for your inconceivable energies perfectly qualify you to be the cause of all causes. That is such a cool phrase, isn't it? Yeah. You're the cause of all causes. I'd follow this spiritual path just for that phrase. Never thought about that. The cause of all causes. What a great way to what a great identification of God. The cause of all causes. Sit with that today, Kastuba. That's your meditation. Now you may go.
Thank you. See you later.
You are the active principle in everything, although you are separate from everything.
Yeah. Usually when we invest our time and energy in something, we become very attached.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
If
the
I
active
create a
principle in everything,
business,
although you're separate.
you know, I've seen this lately. There's this one congresswoman. She's grown old and I don't.
Snickety.
It's like her medical condition is severe, so she's had to been absent for a long time, and everybody's looking at her like, hey, you know, she's moving around like, you know, in a wheelchair. She can't function well, and everybody's saying, hey, it's time to move on now. You know, time to let it go.
People
Can't
get
let it
attached to
go.
their positions.
Can't let it go. People get very attached when you create something. When you are deeply involved in something, it's hard to let go. Here it's saying, dear Lord Vishnu, dear Lord Krishna, this entire all the wonders of this world, you're responsible for them. You're the principle behind them, and at the same time, you're totally aloof from it. You've got wonders of your own, things that make you wonder, right? And ultimately, that's divine love. So the world of illusion, he comes into it, he creates it for ourselves, you know, for us to play with. It's a mind-boggling. There's no end to the wonders that he's created to facilitate our desires. And at the same time, he's totally, and he's maintaining it, but at the same time, totally detached from it.
By the way, the congresswoman, we're not saying even her intentions are bad. Sometimes it's I really care about what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm not.
There comes a time.
But the idea is that the world won't go on without me. Everybody needs. We are so disposable. It's so sad how disposable we are in so many ways. That's a type of Maya, also a type of illusion we get into. Like, how is anything going to go on after I'm gone?
You know what
it's going to go on so quick. We're going to be forgotten in a moment.
Yeah. There's we see in Bhagavatam Mahabharata, kind of the principle in leadership was, as soon as you got someone trained up, you move on. Right.
Yeah.
As soon as there's someone that's qualified to do it, you move on. Yeah. But our thinking is, there's nobody qualified. There's nobody as qualified as me. I can't move on.
Yeah.
Then you move on.
All right. Let's move on.
Okay.
Text 6. At the end of the millennium, ignorance personified. Well, he should be good looking. At the end of the millennium, ignorance personified assumed the form of a demon, and he stole all the Vedas and took them down to the planet of Rasatala. The Supreme Lord, however, in his form of Haryagriva, retrieved the Vedas and returned them to Brahma when he begged for them. I offer my respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord, whose determination never fails.
Okay, so this is the particular form of Lord Vishnu, apparently in this area of the universe they're particularly fond of.
Sukadev goes, who is that demon? Madhu? The Madhu demon?
I don't think so, but honestly, I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's not there outlined in Bhagavatam so much.
Put it on the board if you know it. I think it's the Madhu demon. Okay.
Okay.
Text 7. Text 7. My dear king, this is Sukadev Goswami speaking. Lord Nrsingadev resides in the tract of land known as Harivarsha.
Okay, so we're moving on to another Varsha now, right? We're moving on to another area of the universe. And here, the people are particularly fond of the half man, half lion form of Lord Vishnu.
Interesting, huh? They have just different forms of God they worship in each different locality. Just like in India.
That's what I'm saying.
Go there today, they worship God in the form of, in Gujarat, they love Ranchorji, right?
Ranchorji.
Or Dwarkadish.
In Puri.
Or in South India,
Jagannath.
Yeah.
Right. In South India, it's a lot of times it's different forms of Vishnu, right? You go up for Vrindavan, it's going to be Krishna. You ever go to that in Delhi, what do they call them? The state market?
Yes, I have.
Very cool, right? They got like shops from all the different states in India, and
Yeah, the
you can see
cottage industries.
they all have devotional items, but you can see the devotional items in all the different styles,
different flavors.
different flavors of devotion. It's nice.
Mm.
Okay.
My dear King, Lord Nrsingadev resides in the tract of known as Harivarsh. In the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, I shall describe to you how Prahlad Maharaj caused the Lord to assume the form of Nrsingadev. Prahlad Maharaj, the topmost devotee of the Lord, is a reservoir of all good qualities of great personalities. His character and activities have delivered all the fallen members of his demoniac family.
It's amazing.
Lord Nrsingadev is very dear to this exalted personality. Thus, Prahlad Maharaj, along with his servants and all the denizens of Harivarsh, worship Lord Nrsingadev by chanting the following mantra.
Well, these next two verses are really powerful, beautiful verses, Raghunath.
Mm-hmm. These are prayers. Ready?
Yeah.
I
This
offer
is
my
Prahlad.
respectful...
Now he's grown up, like he's an adult, I assume, probably at this point, right? He's leading that land, and he's still praying to Lord Nrsingadev.
This is Prahlad. Okay. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsingadev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activities in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in the material world. Mara, we should memorize this verse.
And this and the next one. You're going to love the next one too.
This is, you know what? I'm going to memorize these.
All right.
May there be good fortune through the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. Isn't that nice? Not killed, pacified.
Yeah. Okay.
May all living entities become calm by practicing bhakti yoga, for by accepting bhakti, they will think of each other's welfare.
That's real important.
There you go.
If
we're not trying to crush the enemy or kill the enemy. We're trying to think of their welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the supreme transcendence, Lord Sri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thought of him.
Okay. Let's look at both of these verses, Raghunath. Okay. First of all,
slow it down.
Let's slow it down.
Let's look
Nrsingadev,
at these.
This is the form that's like this ferocious form.
Yeah.
Of Krishna. And but rather than like kind of turn that against another, Prahlad's prayer here is, there's stuff in me that needs to be killed. Right. There's stuff in me that needs to be killed. And so when he prays to the Lord, kill that, kill that that's within me, my demon-like desires, focus on that. Please remove that. That's my only prayer. I don't have any. This is really the theme of Prahlad's prayers that we'll find in the 7th canto. We kind of got into that a few weeks back, right? On Nrsinga Chaturdasi. He has no enemies, right? And then this very beautiful prayer. This is, what I think, this text 9, Raghunath, this is a good verse for like if you're speaking at a public event and you want a little invocation or something like that, right? May there be good fortune throughout the universe.
May there be welfare.
Yeah, may all the envious, really meaning all the hostile persons, may they all be pacified, right? May we lose that aggressiveness and anger that we have towards one another. May all living entities be... Now here, if we're practicing bhakti yoga, then we have to think about this. May all living entities be calm by practicing bhakti yoga, for by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare, right? Normally what goes on in this world is we think of our own welfare, and we fear that something is interfering with our welfare, and we get into conflict with other people who are thinking about their welfare.
Mm-hmm.
What we really need to be doing is think about each other's welfare, and then we'll find that there's plenty for all of us. But if we're not there, how well are we practicing bhakti yoga, right? May all living entities become calm. Everything's okay, right? By practicing bhakti yoga, for by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. That's a life lesson to walk away with, right?
Interesting. All right.
And then what's the benediction that they pray for? I just always want to remain absorbed in thought of you, right? That's the only thing I'm asking. You can grant any boon, But this is the boon of love that I just want to think of you.
But this next verse is thick. We got to dissect it tomorrow.
All right, you want to hang out till tomorrow?
Yeah, it's 6:57 right now.
All right.
Let's pass the mic. Yo, pass the mic, my man. What's up, Miss Mare?
Hey, I got some good takeaways today.
All right.
There's fascinating, mind-blowing wonders in every nook and cranny.
That's a goodie.
Every nook and cranny. Even within the Thomas's English muffins, there's wonders in there. Right?
Yes.
You could go right
You know
into
what? You know what stinks? My mom didn't buy Thomas's English muffins because they were too expensive. We got the ones that had no nook and crannies whatsoever.
Well, it's going to be an English
complete-
muffin without a nook and a cranny.
It's not an English muffin without nooks and crannies.
I know we couldn't afford it, but nothing. We got no brand name anything. Everything was the Pathmark brand, no frills brand, no nooks and cranny. My whole childhood was nook and crannyless.
Let it go, Raghunath. Let it go.
Even the maple syrup. We didn't even get Mrs. Buttersworth. We got like no frills, corn syrup, the kind of syrup you're trying to avoid.
Mare's
That's
gone back
all we
to
got
knitting,
on our
Raghunath. Okay.
It didn't even taste good, that syrup. Okay.
Back to our takeaways.
Yeah.
Open up your mind. Fantastic things are happening everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Yes.
Heed the wake-up call of death.
Oh, that's right. When that bell
I'm
tolls.
still bent about these English muffins.
Let it
Isn't
go.
that crazy? Why am I so upset about that right now?
We're about to die, and you're still trying to enjoy an English muffin.
Oh, Merrick. Yes. Exactly.
I remember going to people's house. I was like, oh, it's a fork split. You can split it with a fork. Whoa!
Don't just study the stinger.
Don't just study this.
I like it.
Appreciate the architect. Duh.
Appreciate the architect, duh.
May we all think of each other's welfare.
Duh. Imagine if it said that.
And
Oh, that's it? I thought you had a whole bunch more.
Be appreciative,
We're all
Raghunath. Where's the
disposable.
appreciation?
I have appreciation, duh.
we're all disposable.
We're all disposable. Ouch. Oh, that hurts. But it's true. But it is true. We are all disposable. Mara, Kastuba, you guys can be like, we've had enough. Go. What? Go. You heard me. But I was
That's
just
what the
making
mute button
relevant
is for.
points. You brought up English muffins 4 times on the podcast today. You must go now. Away with you. Please don't dispose of me, Papu. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. It's a wonderful day to start your day with the Srimad Bhagavatam. We do this every day. If you're listening to this on the first time, hey, like, follow, subscribe to our channels. Go out there. You can listen to this anywhere you get podcasts. Write us a review. Subscribe. Comment. What do you think about that, people? Also, very, very important, share with friends. This is how we're going to grow this. We're going to grow this organically. Tell the world this is valuable information. This is the most valuable information. There's a lot of information out there. This is the most valuable information. Tell your friends, tell your family members. It's Tell a Friend Tuesday. Tell your friends about, that's how, you want to think, well, what can I do today? That's what you can do. And you can do it on your iPhone. You can take a screenshot or you can share it. And then you can tag us. And that way, that'll be accountability. Matter of fact, if you don't do it, I curse you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't curse you. But if you tag me, that'll be accountability. What do you think about that? So I'm looking at faces here. House of Pain, Cheryl, Joshua, David Charles Wilson. You got to tell a friend. You got to tag me. And that way I'll know you've done it. Jim Wood. It's not all about a message board, Jim Wood. Karuna family. Do you guys have Instagram? Maybe not. They're like, we live like an... You do? Okay, good. Well, tag us. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I think today's going to be a beautiful day. I got to get these kids to school. It's a beautiful day for a beautiful day. Let the magic continue to flow. Howdy-bo. Whoa.